All right, when we look at this picture, there's one last thing that we need to do, and that's adjust the color palette. So this original picture of Dina was taken with a flash inside on a white background, so it has a very different white balance than the background photo, which was obviously at sunset. So in order to color match these, we need to do something. So we need to go on to our layer that has Dina's thumbnail, and we need to select the thumbnail itself, not the mask. So white box around the thumbnail, and then we're going to choose Image, Adjustments, and then Match Color. So Image, Adjustment, Match Color. All right, we have some options up here, but what we first need to do is deal with this bottom part. And we need to find a source for the color, and that's what we want to do. So the source is going to come from our image called Dina Final, because that's the one that has the layer with the background in it. And then the layer specifically that we want it to look to is the background layer to sample these colors. And you may look at that and go, wow, that's terrific. I'm so glad we did that. Well, not so good, but we just need to do a few tweaks. Basically, the fade. We need to fade away this coloring option, and we're going to take it all the way up to 80. So it looks warmer. It looks a little bit more realistic now. It doesn't have that same whitish look that it did before. So we're going to say okay to that. And then overall, we're going to, one last thing, we're going to adjust the overall luminosity. So Dina still looks a little too bright for these sunset conditions, especially the white on her shirt. That's still looking very bright white. So we're going to add a curves adjustment layer above our top layer. So I'm going to click on the top layer to select it, which is the fringe pixels. And then I'm going to add a curves adjustment layer. Going to go above all of them and affect them. And we're now going to clip this just to Dina. We don't want to affect the background. So as it stands right now, this curves adjustment layer, whatever we do, would affect everything below it. We want to clip that to Dina. So I'm going to clip it. So both of these things are clipped to just Dina. And then we're simply going to click on the white point on the brightness, which is this one up here, or here's the white point when we look at it in histogram. And we're going to move the output down. I need to actually make this window bigger. There we go, so that we can see the number. Up here where it started is at 255, that's white, but we're just going to darken her up a little bit. So I'm pulling her down to about 230. Now the whites aren't quite as glowing, and it just looks a little bit more natural, a little bit more plausible. I'm really happy with her hair over here on the left, not so much over here on the right. I would probably continue tweaking that to get a better mask. I'll give it a quick try. I'll select this mask. I'll go into Select and Mask, and then right in this area is where I think it needs some fixing. So with the Refine Edge Mask, I'm just going to paint in here a little bit and see if I can't fix that up better. Might make it worse. Yeah, I don't know. Might have made it worse. See how great it looks over here? That's what I'm hoping for, but well, that's not the worst. I got a little too light right through here, but it looks a little bit better. So that is old school Refine hair masking. I'm going to show you the new version first, but I'm going to save this file because I want to remember and be able to reference what we got to right now. So I'm going to save it as Dina Final PSD and close that out. And we'll go back and start and test out the new version.